It's season 7, episode 10 of our favorite show to watch, recap, analyze, and predict live after the East Coast broadcast. It's Thursday, February 1st. Happy Black History Month. Hit that black emoji fist, raise it up high, because we are going in for this, the Scandalous Scandal Recap. I'm your host, Larry Brown Jr., as always, joined by my fantastic friend, the Janiyah Wright. Janiyah, how are you tonight?
Hi, LBJ. I am doing great tonight. I will tell you, Shonda is hell bent on taking this show out with a bang, LBJ. Tonight's episode, full of them. Very good. I cannot wait to dig in.
We are going to dig in this entire episode, and we are going to dig into our predictions and everything else that all of us have, that you and I have in this conversation, but everyone else has that is already in the chat. Listen, if you're not watching us live and you're on, if you're on the East Coast and you're watching How to Get Away with Murder, we are Shondaland fans. So listen, we are season pass holders to Shondaland, okay? We need you to DVR How to Get Away with Murder and watch us live, because the chat is litty. Who's in the chat tonight? We've got Linda Gatson, Akosua O, Kat Harlem, Love Prince Nelson, Inkwell, Mrs. Creole Davis. What's up? Happy New Year. You made it. Welcome back. We've missed you. PG is here. Shar 90303. Grace. We've also got Normina's Harmony. Yay! Patricia Weatherspoon. Stanley Johnson. What's up? Idon Matrix. Oh, Sanjanita Smith Hall. Janiyah, guess who else is here?
LBJ. Who? Just say it.
Can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess?
LBJ, the original member of our chat community, the one, the only, Dan Blakemore. Everybody.
You got it. You got it. Real applause. Live applause. We don't have any more sound effects in the Hangout, so we have to actually applause. We can't push buttons anymore.
I need the sound effects, LBJ, and we have to shout out the other piece of technology that Google Hangouts is like totally failing with tonight. Our lower thirds, where we put our name at the bottom.
Exactly. Imagine that this says at Larry Brown Jr. hashtag Scandal Recap right here. Okay, just imagine that.
It's not there. LBJ, Dan Blakemore, Coffee Light and Sweet. Come on, LBJ. All of our friends. Oh my gosh.
Charlene McKinney is here. We've also got Diane Jones.
Yay!
We shouted out Grace.
Dr. TV.
Yeah. And the good Dr. D. Hill.
Yes.
Kat Harlem. Oh my gosh. Everyone is hanging out. Oh, my mama's here, y'all. Everybody say, hey, Larry's mama. Todd Delta 55 is here. My mom is here. Yes, the folks are here. MLK. Hey, we haven't seen you in a while. So glad you are here. I think we've shouted out just about everyone who's chatting live right now with us. Listen, if you're watching after the live broadcast goes off, make sure to leave a comment. I will always respond on behalf of myself and Janiyah in the comments, because, you know, Janiyah still has dial-up internet, so sometimes her YouTube. Okay? All right. Listen. My beard looks a mess tonight, Janiyah, because I've been scratching it all night watching the show. Like, oh, Olivia's playing these people. Tonight's episode, The People versus Olivia Pope. Let's dive into this thing. We opened tonight's episode with the Nectar Factor fully had just been sealed from the night before, and Fitz invites Olivia to Vermont, which we know on this show to be for lovers. Janiyah, take it away.
LBJ, so first of all, we see Olivia, and it has to be said that her face is what? Full of the afterglow. She's got on the robe, okay? She's just, LBJ, she's just basking in it, okay? We already know that Olivia has been on some kind of high this season. We don't know what kind of drug it is. We haven't been given those details. But you take all of this power craziness that she's been on, LBJ, you sprinkle a little of that nectar, a little of that loving, and Olivia was on a high, LBJ, like we have not seen this season. So there she is, floating through the clouds, and Fitz turns to her and says, I'm going to paraphrase, hey, boo, want to go to Vermont for the weekend? And she was like, yeah, boo. And so then, LBJ, he puts her on the plane, and he whisks her off to Vermont. Now, we see something sinister in his eyes. All we see in Olivia's eyes is nectar residue, but we see something sinister in Fitz's eyes. And why, LBJ? Because as soon as they get to Vermont, as soon as they walk into the house that he built for her, offered to her, that she rejected, LBJ, what is in there, LBJ? It's an intervention.
It's not only is it an intervention tonight, but if you go to my Twitter, I should have had this on standby so that I could share it with everyone, but I don't know if everyone's seen the episode of Intervention where your uncle is there and he's got like a crack addiction and like his son's like so upset. They're like, "Daddy, we really want you not to do crack anymore, Daddy. And we also, Daddy, brought you here to have an intervention because we care for you, Daddy. We love you, Daddy, and we can't live without you." And so while they're doing this entire bit, right, the man is sitting there listening to them. And while he's listening to them, he's there. And let me see if I can bring this up. He's there and he looks at them and he's like,
LBJ, let me LBJ. First of all, LBJ, do not
I should not be laughing at that man's misfortune with his crack addiction.
Shame on you, LBJ.
If you ever seen the YouTube video, please look up the auto-tune intervention cry. And the man is...
LBJ, do not be a part of
no offense to anyone who has anybody who suffers with any addiction or who's overcoming addiction in your family. That's no harm, no foul. But listen, the internet is a very vicious place at times. And I can fall victim to the internet. And tonight I did. It's on my Twitter. And that man, all I saw was the potential of Olivia sitting there going,
well, LBJ,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and Olivia did end up doing a little bit of that, LBJ. But was it sincere? We'll circle back. LBJ, you know, there was one person who screamed like that man from Intervention, and LBJ, it was Charlie. Charlie was doing that scream tonight, LBJ, because we all remember what happened last episode. Let's just flash back to it. LBJ, last episode, Charlie made his way to Papa Pope's house because he had lost his purpose in life because Quinn was dead, his baby was gone, and he said, you know what? I'm going back to a life of treachery. And he goes to Papa Pope and he says, Papa Pope, take me back. Take me back. He hears a baby in the house. He goes flying upstairs. He sees the baby in the crib. He's like, whose baby is that? And so that's where we picked up this week, LBJ, with Charlie choking Papa Pope out. Like, whose baby is this? Is that my baby? And LBJ, Quinn comes around the corner and she's like, you know, wait, he's protecting me. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. LBJ, how did you think that confrontation was going to go down?
So listen, did we not talk about this? And
yes, we
I've
did.
laughed myself into a sweat. Listen, did we not talk about this before? Did we not say that Quinn was alive? One, let's address that, right? Quinn's not dead.
Right.
Quinn's not dead. She is alive.
She's alive.
Yes, why seek ye the living among the dead? She is alive. She is alive.
She's yet alive. Quinn's not dead. She's yet alive. I can't remember the rest. How's it go?
She's alive. She's alive. She's alive.
Yes.
Oh, she had that baby.
Yes.
Quinn's still alive. Oh, she had that baby. Not that, yes. But that.
With the T.
I think all month long we should just we should do like an anthology of like Black music for Black History Month for this entire. So we just took you to camp meeting right there. We make up our own songs. You know, our ancestors sang songs. They made them up off the cuff, same tune, same rhythm. And this is how we made it through. Okay, but listen. So, so Quinn Robin Lindsay, Baby Robin, Papa Charlie, and Papa Pope are now in the same residence. And Quinn's like, wait, huh? Wait, I mean, Charlie's like, hey, wait, huh? What? You're not dead? Like, we've gone through this entire thing. Like, I went to your funeral. I called you on our wedding day. You did not answer. Not only did you not answer your phone, woman, but you are in this room with this man that I entreated as my father. He now has my child, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
Yep.
You gave birth, ma'am. What happened to you? And how are you yet standing here with no bumps, no scrapes, no bruises? Nope. She's like, don't do anything. She's keeping me alive. What? She's keeping mama alive. Oh, yes, she is. So we've got this entire thing, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes, Dan. How I got over. Come on. How I got
Thank
over.
you, that's it.
How I got over. Yes. So we're going through this whole bit, right, with Charlie, Quinn, and Papa Pope and Baby Robin in the house from the top of the episode to the very end of the episode. Let's just jump in and talk about that.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's wrap up that storyline, LBJ. That's a good one.
So we're there and we see them engaging, interacting with each other, and we establish the fact that Quinn's not dead. She's yet alive, right?
That's right.
After we establish that, Charlie's having this whole culture shock about what's going on, what's going to happen. I got to get y'all out of here. We have to go get some ice cream. Let's go to Gettysburg. I know you're hungry because I sure am hungry. I have an appetite worked up because my boo thing is alive and so is my child thing. And now I can see both of them. But oh no, here comes Papa Pope. Here comes Mr. Dinosaur Man. Mr. Dinosaur Man walks in. He's like, oh no, I'm Mr. Dinosaur Man. I run this entire show. I'm not prehistoric. My bones are real. And you're going to do what I tell you to do. And so Charlie's like, well, let me be a paleontologist and dust the dust off of your bones, old man. I'm taking my family away with me. He's like, oh, no, you're not. You're staying right. You can go, but they are staying here. Charlie says, oh, you want me to let them stay here? You're just jealous. You're just jealous. Why? Because you don't have a family anymore, man. You, Mr. Dinosaur, Mr. Dusty Dinosaur, man. You don't have a family anymore. I have a family. And not only do I have a boo thing, but I got a baby thing. And if I have my boo thing and my baby thing together, we can be three things in this world. And you can't stop me. And Rowan's like, listen, you can go. They stay. Why? Quinn Robin Lindsay jumps in, and she's like, Olivia has to think I'm dead. Olivia has to think I'm dead. And this goes back to what we were saying last week. We said last week and the week before, for those of you that said Quinn was dead, and I continue to say, Janai, I think you're on the same thought as well. If Quinn remains, Quinn has to now, because of what's happened and what she's witnessed with her ears in that basement, she's against Olivia now. And so she has to go fight to the death Olivia and shut the entire thing down. Yeah.
And LBJ, part of what made, and I just love I love the way you summarize the back and forth between Charlie and Papa Pope, LBJ. But what you didn't highlight was the anger that Charlie was feeling, LBJ.
I didn't believe it. I mean, I believe.
He was angry, LBJ. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. LBJ, he was angry because he was watching Papa Pope and Quinn literally be in a rhythm of family right in front of him.
Oh, yes,
okay? I mean, they have not only a whole co-parenting routine, LBJ, in terms of caring for the baby, but they have little inside jokes and little fun rituals that they do.
You're
and
right.
The one that they did tonight that just, I think, knocked all our wigs back, LBJ, and Dan Blakemore talks about it in the chat. Let me begin with ... Papa Pope jamming to Britney. Hashtag
tell
something you never
me
get
what
used to.
you wanna
Hashtag
do.
and sung by the Supremes.
Yeah.
Hashtag Throwback Thursday. Because LBJ, Papa Pope, and Quinn were rocking the baby to sleep with a little dance routine. And
the full-on choreography.
A full-on choreography to Hit Me Baby One More Time from Britney Spears.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Is that the Oh Baby Baby? Is that the same song?
That's exactly. Oh baby, baby. That's exactly the
and
same
Rose
song,
like,
LBJ.
oh, tell me. He was like, he was real flat. Tell me, what is it you want from me? It was really good. And shout out, though, we have to take a pause tonight and shout out Debbie the Allen for choreographing the moves, the bedtime moves for Robin. I don't know if you all know that or not, but Debbie Allen actually choreographed those moves. If you go to Katie Lowe's Twitter account, she has 4 video clips of them actually learning the choreography and putting it to music with Debbie Allen on the soundstage for Scandal 1. And 2, we must shout out Kerry Washington for directing tonight's episode.
That's right. And she, and Kerry Washington was so cute on the talk shows this week, talking about how hard it was to direct. And she had been giving Tony Goldwyn so much grief for directing all these years. And finally, this was her first time directing an episode of Scandal. And she was talking about how hard it was, LBJ. Well, she did her thing, because I believed it tonight,
she did
LBJ.
her good directing. She did
her good directing, LBJ. And yes, We had some good choreography there from Papa Pope doing his 2-step to the left and to the right, rocking that baby to sleep. And LBJ, Charlie was overcome with anger. And I have to just say, LBJ, and this is something I expected to see in the chat, and it's not in here. I mean, LBJ, it's just kind of hard for me. And I know that the way that you watch television is you have to just go with it. You use the improv rule of go with it. You suspend your disbelief. I get it, LBJ. But if Olivia has been monitoring Papa Pope's house so closely, Olivia and Jake have been monitoring the house so closely, you mean to tell me ain't nobody seen Quinn walking all to and fro, hither and thither throughout this house? Okay, a baby crying. No one picked that up at any of the dinosaur microphones. LBJ, I just feel like it's a little hard to believe.
No, so don't forsake that thought, Janiyah. Remember,
yeah,
we know that they're watching every jot and tittle in this man's home, right? Remember, Olivia pulled a stunt tonight. Olivia, we believe that she believes that Quinn is dead.
That's how the story goes.
That's how the story goes. But are we as viewers allegedly or potentially being bamboozled by the writers to go with this whole thing, like this whole thought pattern that Olivia believes that Quinn is dead, when in actuality they've been watching her all along. They've heard the baby cry on the video. They've also seen the baby move up and down the steps. They've seen Quinn make some movements in the house, or at least heard her voice, because why? They're watching. We've not heard Jake or Olivia talk about Quinn. They have, and we're kind of shifting right now, they have had conversations. They've been briefed. They've conversed, or some of you like to say that other word. I bleep myself, but they've conversed. They've conversed about plans and since the funeral. Okay, be not deceived if Olivia already knows that Quinn is alive. That's all I'm saying.
Be not deceived.
Ha! Oh, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. I have a word. Be ye not deceived if Quinn Robin Lindsay is already known unto Olivia that she yet lives.
Yes, LBJ.
Touch the screen and you can catch it too.
I will take that prediction, because that's what I was thinking the entire time. I was like, Olivia knows this is going on in this house. She allowed it to happen. She is in control. LBJ, the chat is definitely highlighting this. Miss L said Charlie was not here for that Quinn and Papa Pope bonding. I hollered. I also hollered. It was just so strange, because anytime that we have seen Papa Pope displaying affection or, being at all caring, we have not been able to trust it, because it's always been directed at Olivia, the person that he was also undermining day in and day out. So to see him now doting over this little baby, get in the house already, it's just a lot to process in the noggin. And my heart went out for Charlie. I mean, he mourned Quinn. He mourned that baby. Okay? I mean, and to see them there, and then to be shooed out of the house, LBJ. Well, I just felt really bad for Charlie tonight. And LBJ, there's somebody else who I felt a little bad for tonight, LBJ, and that was Cyrus.
Oh, but wait, before you get to Cyrus, though, I got one other note I got to share on my role model, my mentor, Papa Pope. And PG brings out a comment in the live chat. PG says, I think this is silly where the story has gone with Papa Pope. Why doesn't Charlie take his family out of the state? I agree. Jake can easily find out that Quinn is alive. I agree. Olivia knows. And then I want to jump to something that Mrs. Creo Davis says. She says, did anyone see Papa Pope with the large Costco box of diapers? I've gotta, sometimes I like to say toot toot. That's the sound of my own horn. I have to say this because I promise you, I feel this character's vibrations somehow, something like all the good that's in Papa Pope. I feel that, and maybe because I'm a newish father. I'm almost, tomorrow I'll be 11 months of father. And
I need a sound effect. I need like a baby sound effect. No, you don't do it, because that was horrible. But anyway, please.
Whatever. So anyhow, where I'm going with this is that I feel every good vibration of this Rowan character as a father, because this man, to his core, the very heartbeat, the very center of this man loves being a father.
Oh my
and
gosh.
and it's not just in Olivia's life, but look at how he entreats these people. I mean, he entreats them. If you've ever seen these like Lock Up Raw, these mentorship becoming a man program, these, you know, some of these like community-based programs where they say, you're gonna learn this karate move because you're gonna be a man, your daddy not in your life. That's how he's treated these B613 guys, right? With Olivia, he has fathered her. He wants to protect his only flower that still lives. And look at what he's doing with this new opportunity that he has with baby Robin, right? He knows. I mean, he even exemplifies some of the 5 S's. Dan, you might be familiar with the book, Happiest Baby on the Block, or if anyone has children or has ever gifted this book, if you've not, it's a wonderful book to give to a new father, because he can help the mother when it comes time to give, when they have this newborn child. And they teach you the 5 S's to soothe a child, to sway a child, to shush a child, all these different ways to hush a baby. Papa Pope had that. He exemplified that. And then not only does he have that, but he passed it on in a good way to Charlie. We've got to give credence to that good side of Papa Pope. I had to say that. I had to get out my spirit.
LBJ, I'm happy it's out your spirit, LBJ, because you're forgetting about the 6th S that Papa Pope was good at, and that's slaughtering. Okay, what about that one? Okay, LBJ, he is evil. Okay, and
that's so good.
Yeah, there's a couple of other S's there. LBJ, Dan Blakemore sums it up. It remains disconcerting to see Papa Pope behave like a real parent, particularly to Quinn and baby Robin. LBJ, it is #disconcerting. Okay,
disconcerting.
Disconcerting. Okay. LBJ, we have to move on to this other storyline.
Go there.
Which was, and listen, I could definitely do a segue on the word disconcerting for this one. And this is with Cyrus and Mellie, LBJ. Now, am I wrong, or we haven't seen them in a couple of episodes, right? Like, what have they been up to?
Oh, Mellie? Oh, shoot. Which one is this? Oh, this is sitting behind the desk, Mellie. Got it. Okay, we got you.
And I know we've made this observation before, but LBJ, Bellamy, what's her face? What's her last name?
Bellamy Young.
She is so pretty. LBJ tonight.
Hashtag girl crush.
Seriously,
Lady Pond.
Now, I don't know what they've been doing with Olivia's makeup and hair lately. Okay, I have to just say those wigs have not been doing it for me in terms of my personal relationship with hair. But Mellie tonight, she looked so great. So I was like, Olivia did a good job of directing her makeup and her hair, but Olivia did not direct her own makeup and hair as well. But anyway, that's my commentary on Bellamy Young. Now, LBJ, finally we are seeing Cyrus and Mellie. We ain't seen them because what
I am depending on you for this entire storyline, okay? Because I need you on this.
LBJ, what have they been up to? Well, I'll tell you, they haven't been involved in Olivia's shenanigans. They've been running the country, okay? Now, we know that Cyrus has been having some relationship drama, okay? But LBJ, we also know that Mellie, as much as she is a pawn of Olivia's, she is about her business. And I think we have seen businesswoman Mellie lately. And so we haven't been talking to her. When we finally see them again, it is Cyrus sitting there telling Mellie, doing what he always does when it works in his favor. He's spilling the beans, LBJ. And he's telling Mellie that Olivia killed President Fine, and Mellie, she just doesn't want to believe it, LBJ. She doesn't want to believe it because she has drunk the Olivia Kool-Aid. And anytime she runs out, Olivia comes in with a fresh pitcher and forces it down her throat. Many a time this season, we have seen Mellie step out of line and Olivia bring her back in. And so LBJ, she doesn't want to believe it. But then she starts to take on some of the skepticism and she starts to do her own investigation. She goes and confronts Jake. And she says, Jake, did Olivia do this? And Jake, of course, is not answering any questions because he has allegiance to Olivia and he is B613 and he is keeping his lip zipped. But then Mellie completely plays his face, LBJ. And she said, listen, I'm sending a message through you. I know you're Olivia's dog. You can't answer. Could you believe she called him that? She said, you are Olivia's dog. I'm not talking to you. I'm pinning a note to your collar so you can go to her and get the answers.
But Olivia empowered her to do that. Shout out. Like Olivia empowered her to be that woman.
She really did, LBJ. She really did. And in that moment, I felt bad for Jake. Now, my feelings flipped a little later in the episode, but at that moment, I felt bad for Jake. Jake then is feeling very out of control. He goes to Cyrus and he confronts them. And he basically said, "Hey, Cyrus, who do you think you're dealing with? I am Jake, and I'm super scary. And you need to be scared of me, and I will kill you. You need to go and get Mellie off of Olivia's tail right now." And Cyrus, LBJ, boy, did he man up tonight. Okay. And he said, "Oh, no, I'm not scared of you, Jake. I'm way more scarier than you." And then LBJ, they had a confrontation where Jake basically backed down. Cyrus punked him real good. And then what actually happened, LBJ, was that we found out for the first time that Jake had limited authority. Now, this was the first time we have ever seen Jake walk up to a Secret Service person and they do anything other than scurry around and do what he says and answer his questions. LBJ, he is looking for Olivia. He cannot find her. He is asking her Secret Service detail where she is. They are not giving up the goods, LBJ. Jake is completely out of the loop. Finally, LBJ, Jake and Mellie have another showdown. They are at Olivia's apartment. They're both looking for her. Mellie says, "You know what? I'm really looking for you, Jake." And she basically says to Jake, you basically, LBJ, I can't even remember what their confrontation was.
So Mellie and Jake go to Jake is still looking for Olivia, right? Like Janiyah said, her Secret Service details like, "I'm not telling you anything. Have a good day, sir. I'm moving on." Then Jake is like, "I gotta find my boo thing. I gotta go see my stand on the light partner." Yeah. He's looking for Olivia. He cannot find her. She's not answering her phone. Why isn't she answering her phone? We'll talk about that a little bit later. He's going through over and over again looking for Olivia. Finally, he's like, "You know what? I've got a key to the apartment. No, I don't have a key to the apartment, but I can get into the apartment." He B613 his way into her apartment. He goes and he's like, "Olivia, live." Walk around, go into the back room. Who does he find? He finds two Secret Service agents as well as Mellie sitting in Olivia's apartment. That's and right. Mellie is like, "Let's have a come to Jesus moment about our friend Olivia and let's figure this whole thing out." Thus begins seeds that have been sowed between the two, Mellie and Jake, in tonight's episode. This, to me, that meeting in her apartment was the opening of the gates of this new opportunity that we saw unfold later in the episode, Janiyah. I think that we got to look at I want to go back a little bit, though, to see what the folks in the chat are thinking as well, because you said that Jake backed down from Cyrus. Jake could have taken Cyrus out, but then he made him believe in something else, right? Who do you all think is really the craziest, Cyrus or Jake? Just curious. This is a good question. Just type Cyrus or Jake. Don't give us, if you want to give us a full fun something, I will invite you to the chat and make you reread what you said and then have a conversation with us. So beware, because you will get an invitation, and I don't care if you got your rollers in your head, you have a flat iron. Listen. If you pulled your wig off for the night, I don't care. We will invite you to read and have a conversation with us, okay?
You can borrow Olivia's tired wig.
Listen, it's just hanging there. It's just hanging there for dear life. So we've got Cyrus. Folks are saying Cyrus right now is the craziest between Jake and Cyrus. We've not seen. And here's my thing. I'm gonna throw this in the game, and we can continue. Janiyah, you can pick up after this. Another vote for Cyrus. We're saying Cyrus, and most people would believe Cyrus, but can Cyrus really get the job done? Like, will Cyrus really get his hands dirty? Right? We've seen the.
Well, I'm sorry. Will Cyrus get his hands dirty? You mean
Cyrus can pick up the phone and call and set up? He can pick up the phone and call and set up. But have we seen Cyrus get down with the get down? Really? Like Jake will get down with the get down.
Oh, Jake will get down with the get down.
Even Fitz will get down with the get down. Okay.
Fitz definitely has.
We've never seen Cyrus truly get down with the get down. I'm sorry.
LBJ, you hashtag made a good point, because Cyrus will pick up that phone. Cyrus will manipulate LBJ. That's the thing. And that's what makes, and I'm on the fence over here because you're right. Jake gets his hands dirty, but I want to give my vote to Cyrus because Cyrus is so manipulative. I mean, when we uncovered that plot, that he was the one that planted in Luna Vargas's mind to kill her own husband,
touche.
He is a sneaky bastard.
Touche.
LBJ. So Cyrus, no, he cannot be trusted, but neither can Jake. So LBJ, this one is a tough one. I'm going to give my vote to Cyrus, LBJ. But LBJ, you when you were talking about the Mellie Jake conversation, I remembered some very important details from that conversation. You are right, LBJ. It laid the foundation for what happened later in the episode between the two of them. Because Jake, guess what he did? He gave it to Mellie real and raw, both real and also raw.
That was kind of funny tonight. You're playing with some puns there.
LBJ, let me just say that Mellie asked for it and Jake gave it to her. She said,
"You are so punny."
Punnerific, hashtag punnerific. LBJ. Mellie's like, why would Olivia, kill President Fine? And it was so interesting the way she was phrasing the question, because even as she was phrasing the question, wanting to know the answers, she still was leaving Olivia with some potential redeeming value. She's saying, I know Olivia was justified in doing this. She wouldn't just kill him. Why? Why did she kill him? And so then Jake tries to, he's trying to stay on with his talking points. And he says, well, she had to negotiate with the rebels, and this was the only way she could do it. And Mellie just kept pressing, LBJ. She just kept pressing. And finally, Jake just said it. He said, Olivia killed President Fine because you couldn't keep your legs together. Bloop, you couldn't do it. They just kept popping open.
Hashtag let me
put them together, they popped
keep
open.
Your legs close to my man. Keep your legs close to my man. Let me hear.
And LBJ was the hashtag truth, whether Mellie was ready for it or not, because she was willing to go to war for President Fine. Her judgment was off. The only way that Olivia could end that issue and maintain her control over Mellie was to kill President Fine. And that's what she did. So LBJ, I think we could circle back to that last point of the Jake Mellie storyline a little bit later. I think it's time, LBJ, for us to get to the house. We got to get to the house. Let's go to Vermont. Let's do it.
Before we get to the house, we have to shout out 3 of the 3 Scandal jam sessions in tonight's episode before we forget.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shonda Rhimes at the top of the episode. Shonda Rhimes. So I took a sip of water, ginger ale, and now I'm about to choke. So Shonda Rhimes at the top of the episode let us know that this is a very Janet Jackson heavy episode, and she says, I selected all Janet music for this one. So,
yes.
Shonda, I know that you watch. Janiyah knows that you watch as well.
Yeah.
Take this moment. This is a very tender moment between me and Janiyah and you. Okay.
Yes.
There's no one here but the 3 of us. We love you. We thank you.
That's right.
We appreciate you.
That's right.
Just for being you, for what you submit into the very atmosphere of this earth.
That's right,
thank
LBJ.
you.
And for teaching us. And for teaching us.
For teaching us, yes.
LBJ, she teaches us not only how to do excellent programming, LBJ, but how to be excellent people. Do you see this? We love you, Shonda. Right here. Prominently featured.
I say yes, too. I say yes, Shonda. You've caused us not only to say yes, but you've caused us to be amazingly sensitive storytellers, right? You're very careful in how you tell stories. This is just the 3 of us. There's no one else here.
That's it.
Just us. And we love you. That's all I want to say, is that we love you. Thank you for listening and taking this moment to watch.
Yep.
We hope to converse with you face to face someday.
That's right.
And that's it.
And I'm available next week. I just wanted to be clear.
Southwest flies from the DC area to LAX all the time, so I can get me a good flight at a wonderful price. Okay, listen. Beyonce said listen, so I'm gonna say listen. No, so listen. So listen to you guys. Back to our larger conversation. Thank you all for that tender moment.
That's right.
It is Black History Month, and Shonda, you are one of our heroes.
Oh man, she so is.
So our 3 Scandal Jam Session songs tonight were Janet Jackson first. When I think of you, baby. Hey, that was our first one. Our second one was Rhythm Nation, which needs its own moment in the show because I almost woke Grayson up because I was ready to scream and turn the whole house upside down, but I didn't. And then the third Scandal Jam Session song tonight, again by Janet Jackson, was Black Cat. Janiyah, we opened the episode with Fitz inviting Olivia to Vermont, the place that he built, the estate. The estate. Vermont Acres, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Vermont Acres, where love is in the air and Ben and Jerry's is everywhere. This is the place where Fitz and Olivia can come and be at peace, or they can speak a piece to each other about love, about future, about caring and sharing. What happened? What happened when Fitz took Olivia to the place that he built as a symbol of their love for each other in tonight's episode?
Well, LBJ, I'm glad you asked because LBJ, it was hashtag shenanigans. Olivia walks in, she's still just full of nectar, and I'm about to be here with my number one boo. We reunited, and it feels so good.
Go and kiss a feel, baby.
Reunited, because we understood. LBJ.
There's one perfect fit and live. This one is it. We both are so excited because we're reunited. Hey, hey, hey.
And LBJ, she did have a reunion, but it wasn't just with Fitz. LBJ, she got reunited with the whole gang. All of QPA. Yeah, I called them QPA, LBJ. They all were there. Okay. Marcus, Abby Red, Huck, okay, and LBJ, of course, who else was there? David Rosen. Of course, David Rosen is there. He's always there, in the wings. And so she walks in.
Wait, we need sad horns for David Rosen because right now, David Rosen is nothing but he's a walking wah, wah, wah.
LBJ, he's such a womp, womp, womp. And LBJ is there. David Rosen is there. And so we're all looking at Olivia. She's there. And she even says, what is this? Some kind of intervention? And LBJ, it is. And so they basically confront her and they say, you turned into a monster. We know you killed Quinn. Abby and David found a recording that Quinn had made. The jig is up, girlfriend. Give it up, or we are going to send you to hashtag jail because David Rosen is going to get you. And she basically said, oh, no, you didn't try to call me out and call me a monster when everyone in here has dirt under their fingernails, LBJ. And she literally pointed to Huck and said, I know you didn't call me a monster. Okay. She then even says to Fitz, listen, all of the crap that has been done in your name, and you're going to act like I'm the only one that's made some compromises in the name of the Republic? LBJ, she was taken completely aback. But LBJ, they were ready for that, and they weren't giving in at all. They had her cell phone disabled, okay? They had Secret Service all around. She was not going to get out of that house, LBJ. And so she was hashtag trapped. And so all she could do was storm off, dry wig flying to and fro. Okay. She goes, I don't know what happened to the wig budget. And so she goes into a room, LBJ, and she slams the door and she lays on the bed in an angry huff. LBJ, before I say anything, what were your feelings of this initial intervention moment?
So I was just like, this is a fail. Because never do we see Olivia or Papa Pope run anything where people are strategically placed in a room. Let's start there, okay? I say y'all are dumb.
You're so dumb.
Olivia is going to overstep and overthrow all of you. right? Any compound word you can think of with the word over in front of it, that's Olivia in tonight's episode. The people versus Olivia Pope. Guess who's got the victory? Olivia Pope, okay? She walks into the episode. She walks into the room. And he's like, come on in. Thank you for your nectar last night, Olivia. I love your nectar. Grace called it fermented nectar. I agree. It is fermented. I'm over it. I'm over it. And so, and I was always over it, but I got on it for a little while. I'm like, I'm still over this.
This is Creole David said that nectar is stank. It's stank.
See, Mrs. Creole David, this is why you're back. You see, you made me choke because you're back live, okay? We missed you. Happy New Year to you. We've missed you. So we've got this entire stank fermented nectar thing going on, right? Olivia walks in with this super straight hair, and she's just like, ah, dang, man, do I have to deal with these people now? And the thing is that they're so dumb, right? They don't realize all of you are because she is. You know, this is Black History Month, right? There's a campaign that once was and that reemerged today called Because of Them, We Can. Okay? Because of Olivia, you are gladiators on Scandal. She has made each and every one of you. How dare you take her to task on something that she has under control, right? Y'all are dumb. Y'all are so dumb. You are like, Olivia, we're going to arrest you. Olivia, we're going to charge you. We know, Olivia. 752. We know. She's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Look at these dummies I've created. They're so dumb. Meanwhile, she's like, you all keep being Pinocchio. I have no strings to hold me down. She's going to be Geppetto, right? She's going to be Geppetto, operating all of you. And you're gonna like bypass this whole thing because Olivia is gonna outsmart you. She's going to overthrow you. She's gonna overtake you over everything. And that's just what she did, Janiyah. When I saw that whole thing go down, that's what I thought. And then as that storyline continued to progress, I said Olivia is outsmarting this entire situation. She knows what's going on. She knows that they don't know what's going on, and she's like, they're not going to believe me because they're so committed to this idea that this girl is gone. Dumb. And the reason why, and here's where it was reinforcing that Olivia knows that Quinn's alive. She had so much difficulty bringing herself. To me, Olivia was conflicted, not because when she had to write the eulogy, I don't think she was so conflicted about her writing the eulogy for Quinn. I think she was really conflicted with the idea of her having to deceive these people who have been Team Olivia this entire run of this show. Okay, wow. mark my words. The Chaka Khan moment. Touch the screen, people. Okay, so good. Listen. Yes, Huck was ready to kill, Mom. Huck was ready to kill. Quinn is fam. She's one of us. All of that stuff. Yes. That's all real. But remember, Olivia is in the know. Mama schooled her on some things, right? And so I think that Olivia had to come to grips. Olivia, something happened in the chat. You can do it. I don't know. Go ahead. What happened?
I did the say real quick. Grace said that Olivia was wearing a struggle wig.
Y'all are crazy.
It's so funny. Oh gosh, it's funny because I think all of us who do like use fake hair, we all have one. You have like that hair that you do when you tie it. You knew you should have threw that hair away a long time ago. But you're just going down to the bodega. You'll be back in 15 minutes.
Listen, there's too many YouTube tutorials out here for y'all not to be walking around with a very nice looking weave, okay? Okay, ladies?
We didn't mean to interrupt you, LBJ. Please continue.
Okay, shout out to Coffee Light and Sweet. She Chaka Khan and touched the screen. Thank you, Chaka Khan. Thank you, Coffee Light and Sweet. Yes. So all this to say, Olivia was, in my mind, was conflicted, and my eyes are now open because of the prophetic word of Scandal. Olivia's eyes are now open. Her eyes had to be open to the fact that she could potentially, ultimately, as she said tonight, lose every friend she had. Now, this is not any kind of fallacy I'm presenting to you. Olivia actually said this to Jake in the episode, right? Yep. And she said it because Olivia outsmarted all of them. Yeah. Because they were going to keep her in Vermont until she confessed to killing Quinn.
Well, LBJ.
How dare them try to keep Olivia Pope? Janai, go ahead.
LBJ, you just highlighted something that this is again evidence of our psychic connection, LBJ, that I wanted you to say. LBJ, she calls these people friend in that moment that you were just referencing. And throughout the intervention, and the whole premise of an intervention is people who love you and are your are your friends and family. They come together and they plead with you and they remind you of who you are and who you set out to be. And what they actually do is they challenge you to be accountable to them so that they can partner with you to become the person that you once were. And LBJ, that is why this intervention was failed. It was flawed. This is why from the very beginning it was not going to work because Olivia, those are not your friends.
On Sanford and Son, Red Fox would have said, "You big dummy, you ain't nothing but a big dummy."
Such a big dummy, LBJ, because they were all pleading with her. Gabby Red is knocking on the door, basically saying, "Hey, girlfriend, we're girlfriends. Come around, girlfriend." And then even David Rosen, he's like trying to, manipulate her, yelling out all of the charges he could bring. Huck comes over and basically confronts her, and he's like, she tries to manipulate Huck into helping her pulling the friend card, and Huck is like, "No, I'm not giving in to you anymore." LBJ, the reason this whole thing was flawed was because they were all looking at Olivia as if she was their friend, when that has never been the case. Olivia has been their savior. Olivia has been their boss. Yes, Olivia has been the person who has put them in a difficult situation and then rescued them from that difficult situation. Preach. Olivia is the one that has filled their head with gladiator propaganda, LBJ. Only to, in a drunken moment, just an episode or two ago, admit that gladiators are nothing but entertainment. Okay, so no, Olivia is not your friend. This intervention is not going to work. And then LBJ, it didn't work at all. So what ends up happening is Olivia, she is there in the room and she's there overnight even. And finally, and again, one by one, they're all coming to her and they're like, wanting to have an emotional connection with her. Fitz is over there like, "I'm here for you, girl. I'm right outside this door, ready for you when you're ready to come around and be the woman that I love." LBJ, they're all coming with these conveyances. And so she finally, the next morning, she comes out and she is, crying, LBJ, with not a tear in.
Pause.
Yes.
Pause. She's crying. The next morning she comes out crying, okay? Yes. Pause right there.
Okay.
You said something that needs some attention real quick. We have to identify the list of everyone that came to Olivia to converse about her confessing, right? Two very key people came to her. Huck and Fitz. Huck came to her first. Fitz was before Huck. Olivia and Fitz have this thing where they feel each other's vibes, right? Why they feel each other's vibes? Because the power of the nectar is over Fitz, okay? That it's not Canada dry, it's Canada wet. And that's what it is with Olivia, right? She's sitting there and she knows that their thing is that, we vibe off of each other when we are back to back, when we are like wall to wall. We can feel each other's spirit, we feel each other's energy. She played off of that. Fitz was there. Fitz was ready to ring the tree, put the spigot up to the tree, and tap the nectar out that thing one more time. He said, "I am here. I am ready for this. Whatever happens, happens, but I will still be with you, Olivia." He was there. Olivia was unfazed and unbothered on the other side of that door. Did we see her liver quiver? Did we see the... We didn't see any of that. We didn't see any of that tonight. Okay? He sat there like... And then fast forward.
LBJ, before you fast forward, Grace said that Liv tried her Jedi mind trick on Huck, but he fought her off.
And that's where I was going next. Absolutely. Yes. So then the next person to come to her was Huck. Huck comes to her, and Huck is like, so mind you, she tries to do the whole mind trick on Huck, and she's doing that whisper that she does to get. Oh, Huck was before Fitz. Go ahead. Hello.
I am fact check a friend scene.
Were you before?
I was before. And LBJ, you have made an error in the sequencing of tonight's
Huck
event.
was before. I
don't know what accent this is. You have made an error in the sequencing of events. Huck confronted Olivia before
Yes.
Fitz. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Francine. I knew what you were going to say. Since you went to the door, I was like, were you before? Like, I totally knew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huck was before.
So inside joke with this whole before thing. You guys like, what are y'all laughing at? So years ago, Janiyah and I went to a pharmacy in DC, like literally to pick up like snacks, like hot Cheetos, now and later.
Chopped. I think we were at lunch. I think it was like the salad.
No,
place.
So we went to Chopped for lunch, but I was like, I want some candy to go back to the office with me.
That's right.
And we walked to this pharmacy up the street from Chopped. And this is so off topic, which I need to know the backstory before.
I agree.
So Janiyah is in line, and
you're telling this.
They need to know this because we definitely just referenced this. Okay. So Janiyah is in line and I'm behind her. I think I have a bag of like Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which is one of my go-to snacks. Don't judge me. I'm from Detroit. I eat it with 2 fingers and lick my 2 fingers at the end of eating my hot Cheetos. Judge me if you must, but don't. And then I had like a bag of like Alexander. I had the thing of like Mike and Ike grape ones, whatever that's called, like that little bag. And Janiyah had something where we were buying like snacks to go back to our separate offices. This lady who was from the motherland was in front of Janiyah at this pharmacy, and she thought she was in front of Janiyah, but she wasn't. We were technically in the line that was established by turnstiles, ropes, velvet ropes, red carpet. Like there was a clear established line in this place, right?
Oh God.
So she's standing there and she tells the man at the pharmacy in front of Janiyah and myself, excuse me, I was before. Like she was the queen of it. I was before. And so when you want to hear her say, I was before, it's because the woman told Janiyah, excuse me, I was before. And so I always say, I was before.
That was the day that me and Larry got told off by a random lady in the store. And we were way too classy and too close to our work environments to correct the situation.
Listen, we can correct the situation.
She went before and she thought she should. We
allowed her to go before.
That is exactly right. So that's
all right.
I so when you started to tell that story.
And her name might have been Francine. Her name might have been Francine, okay? So back to tonight. Back to January 1st, 2018.
I knew when you started to tell that story that it was something that is so funny to you and I, but that is not funny when you
I don't care about it at all. But we are that weird that we still hold on to. I was before.
It was so funny at the time. Yes. Okay, you had to be there.
After eating $13 salads.
That's right. We now have Cheetos. So LBJ, please continue. Back to the story.
So listen. So we are here, and Huck is just like, Olivia's all trying to 752 him. You want some Gettysburger?
That's right.
You want me to get you off the street? You said you're repeating 752. What's wrong? Like, do this for me, Huck. Do this for me. Huck is like, I won't do it for you. You killed the family. She was one of us. I can't do it, Olivia. I'm no longer one of your gladiators, which is a mind-blowing line this entire episode, right?
Yeah.
So we have that entire scenario going on. Olivia's like, dang it, I got to get out of here. Let me just succumb to their ideal for my life, and I will get out of here. And what does she do? Oh, woe is me. I killed Quinn. Here's my resignation letter. Please take the letter. Oh, Gabby Abby Red, please read the letter. Yep, this is message right. Yep, I'm a press secretary. I know this is perfect messaging. We'll get them to do it, and they'll read it. Yep, this is good. And Olivia like, it clears Mellie, doesn't it? Keeps Mellie's hands dry. Oh, yep, it does. Yep, this is good. Everyone's like, okay, good.
Oh, gosh,
idiot. Finally, we can all go to, mind you, they're all in the same room, like, come on, Liv. She's gonna break. Y'all are dumb. Y'all are all here because of her.
So
Because of her, you are. Long story short, Olivia goes to Fitz, comes into Olivia. She's like, oh, white fake tears, white fake tears, white fake tears. And he's like, oh, I knew you could do it. I'm going to set this up so that we can get out of here within the hour and we can get back to DC. And she's like, bit, please.
Oh
so then they go back to DC.
I texted LBJ immediately.
You did.
I was like, she is playing them so good, LBJ. She played them so well. They get back to DC and everyone is expecting, they're all at their various posts. Okay. So your mom said bye, Felicia. LBJ, she played their faces so good. We're all at our various posts. Some are watching, from, QPA. Some are watching from the White House. And everyone's watching. And they're expecting Olivia to come and resign. LBJ, she never did. What she did do was meet up with Jake back at the house. And frankly, LBJ, do what Olivia does. She asserted her authority over that man, screwed his brains out, okay? And yes. LBJ, here's what she did. Right before she had sex with Jake, again, not his idea, hers for sure. Right before she had sex with Jake, she basically says to him, it's the line you recapped for us earlier, LBJ, that tonight I'm about to lose every friend I've ever had except for you. And that was so important because, as I've already said, they were never her friends. And as she establishes with Jake the following morning, he's not her friend either. The next morning, LBJ, there's no nectar anywhere to be found, except for maybe the little bit dripping out of Jake's mouth, okay?
You want to know? You want to know why? Because the nectar, first of all, was slowly poured over every idiot that was in Vermont. From the Secret Service agents all the way up to the former president. Every one of them were drenched in nectar. Yes. They were a sticky, sappy mess. Yes. That we have never seen nectar like this before. I'm talking about not with any sexual contact at all. There was no sexual contact. Olivia was like, hey, nectar over all of them. And they were drenched in nectar. They are all, the bumblebees are stinging them up.
Yes. LBJ, wait. Diane Jones said, where's Jake's wife? Okay. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Nobody cares about Vanessa.
Where's she at, though? Where's she at? Man.
If she pops back up before the season's over, I'm going to be done, okay?
Mrs. Creole Davis said, Jake's wife is drunk somewhere.
Listen.
Where is she? LBJ, we literally watched Olivia and Jake. And LBJ, somebody in the chat had called it out. Coffee Light and Sweet said, why did they play Rhythm Nation during the sex scene with Jake? I hollered.
No, and so can I tell you that was the most epic moment of this episode to me? I've been saving this, and because you brought it up, I might as well say it.
Say it.
That was the most brilliant Shonda Rhimes, Kerry Washington, and every writer of this show.
Well done.
That sequence right there needs to be framed in a digital video frame and on a loop over and over again with the dialogue leading up to that moment to the end of when that scene stopped, because so many connections could be tied to that. If you think about the lyrics of Rhythm Nation, listen to Janet Jackson is making a call to action in that song. First of all, let's establish Rhythm Nation right there first.
Yes.
Secondly, we have to consider what is going on. There's supposed to be a resignation going on that these people have coerced her to hopefully submit publicly to the United States of America. That's not happening.
Nope.
So they think that they are in rhythm. They think that they are in step. But Olivia has a whole new beat. Thank you. She is standing in from. It's like this, y'all. It's them and her, and there's two different beats going on. They're going like this. She's going like this. Look at that. Look at my brain. Look at my brain. Can your brain do that? Look at that. 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 And that's what's going on. This is Olivia, and this is them. This is Olivia. This is them. They're going crazy like this. This is them back here. Olivia's like, this is Olivia right here. See? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look, can y'all do that? Do that.
Yeah. The Jackie O 2006 said, I am so
Jackie
tired
O, what's up?
of Olivia and her bullshit. Why they trust her? She is power crazy for real. That sums it up.
But did you notice they told her, Olivia, you have no power? She was like, like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah, thought bubble, whatever. Yeah. LBJ. And then she sleeps with Jake. And Jake is in the morning, and she is just the night before. Again, she doesn't even really bother with seduction. She just kisses him, throws him in the bed, has her way with him. The next morning, he's trying to like, oh, we're friends. Let's partner. Let's plan together. And basically, Olivia is giving him some instructions about what to do with Mellie. She's like, take yourself to the White House and give Mellie a list of all of her indiscretions to remind her that we know we can literally take her down. And Jake's like, oh, boo, hey, let me recommend a different tack. And then Olivia says, Jake, that wasn't a suggestion. It was an order. LBJ, well, first of all, Kat Harlem said, hey, guys, I knew Jake from State Farm was going to flip on Liv once she gave him that order. After Kat Harlem
always calls Jake from State Farm. He was so shady with that.
LBJ, he was Jake from State Farm because LBJ, she put him right in his place. Kat Harlem says,
Jake is always there.
Kat Harlem says, I hate that Liv slept with Jake again. I feel the exact same way. I remain Team O'Lake if we are comparing these two toxic relationships. I would prefer for her to be with Jake than to be with Fitz. Again, she just needs to be by herself somewhere, with Marla Gibbs. We've established that. But LBJ, I think that
Marla Gibbs.
If Olivia was ever going to be a better self, it would have been with Jake. A single Jake that's not married to Vanessa the drunkard. But LBJ, that is not the case here. They are not in a relationship. Olivia is literally using him, manipulating him, bossing him around. And then you know what happened? LBJ, she basically, a coastal O summed it up. Shaking my head, you let the devil in your bed, and now you are going to hell. And that's exactly where Olivia tried to send Jake. But LBJ, did it work? Not so much. So the next day, concurrently, we are seeing Olivia, we are seeing, QPA and Fitz and David Rosen. They're all sitting around like, oh, man, she didn't do what we told her to do. She played us. Oh, no, we got.
We have to sue her. We have to catch her. What can we charge her on? Oh, we don't have enough evidence. Oh, you know what? We're all dumb, but we don't want to acknowledge and admit that we're dumb. But wait, before you say that, no, don't succumb to what Olivia wants us to think. Like, we're all smart. Like she wouldn't have put us together if we weren't smart, right? Oh, well, I think that what we really should focus on is my great penmanship on my notes, because David Rosen has some amazing penmanship on those notes. Whoever wrote those notes, bravo to you. I have some great penmanship on my notes.
MLK said David Rosen equals bad luck, Schlep Rock. She's the one. LBJ. And so then what ends up happening, Jake does exactly what Olivia told him to do. At the beginning, he takes the folder of Mellie's secrets right on into her. He lays it down in front of her, and he says, Mellie says, "What is this?" And Jake says, "Oh, this is a threat folder."
No, a kill folder.
A kill folder. And then basically she's like, Olivia's doing this. What is this all about? And Jake says, well, maybe I'm here to threaten you on Olivia's order, but that's not what you need. You need advising. You need to be advised by someone that will keep you looped in. The next thing we know, Olivia Dry Wig is coming traipsing herself on into the White House, late for work. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
The hair department's hating all of you tonight.
Well, we hate them. They didn't do the
FYI, listen. Let me say this. Hair department, as a man, I get it, okay? With a new hairstyle comes a new attitude for a woman. Yes. I've known this before I got married. I've known this in my adolescent years with my mother and my sister once my mom was divorced. I've known that with women, when y'all change your hairstyle, there's a new attitude, okay? I get what's going on. the wig will change before the season's over. It has to.
I hope so because
she may have some spiral curl, and she's a fire girl in living color at the end of the episode. Oh
no, those were some tight spirals that they had on the flag girl.
Listen.
Were tight.
Or she'll have an apple hat on like she's dancing living single. Keep your head up, what? Keep your head up. That's right. Whenever there's life, you gotta fight. My homegirl standing to my left, am I right? True blue. We're tight like blue. We are living.
Oh my gosh, LBJ, that was so good.
Thank you. You saw it. Yes, thank you.
You know,
or you know that do what you wanna do. Hey, and the color.
Oh my gosh,
ladies and gentlemen, Larry Wayans.
That show was so ahead of its time, LBJ.
Oh, it was. I love being black. I love being black, folks. 2 fists up. I love being black.
Okay, yeah. LBJ. So, LBJ, we then see Olivia again keep the matches away from her because that wig will go up whoop, like that. Okay,
I cannot.
And it's straw. It's straw hanging here, okay? And so LBJ, she comes in, and what's happening? Oh, well, I'll tell you. Jake is moving right on into her office. Mellie has made him the leader of B613. And in addition to Mellie making him the head of B613, Mellie's been clued in on everything that has gone down. Fitz has called her up, told her about the intervention, okay, and the fact that it failed, all right? And so at this point, LBJ, all bets are off. And the last thing we see when this episode closes is Olivia, dry wig, traipsing into Mellie's office.
You better stop it.
And Mellie is there looking better than she's ever looked in the whole history of this show. And then Olivia says, "What have you done?" And LBJ, that's it. That's how the episode ends.
Janiyah, that was really good. That was like one of your best impersonations and recaps. And wait. I need you to so Olivia walks into the White House. She sees Jake unpacking stuff out of a box in the office that formerly belonged to Cyrus Bean. Yep. She's looking at Jake. Jake says nothing to her. Cyrus is standing there watching Olivia and watching Jake unpack. Olivia traipses down the hallway, walking to Janet Jackson's black cat doing her Olivia Pope walking. And then she walks into the Oval Office. She sees Mellie. And what does she say, Janiyah?
What have you done?
Wait, give me more gravitas. I need more resonance in that done. Drop that jaw on that done. Do it again.
And I just love the way that Kerry Washington shows her gums. No, I'm a gum shower. I'm a gum shower.
Listen, real shady tonight.
No, listen, I can't throw shade on gum showers because I'm a gum shower. They're out all the time. Here they are. They're out there right now.
Nice cover. Okay.
She came in there and said, "What have you done?"
Yes, that was it. Yes.
Gums. Gums. LBJ, they're out.
That was it.
The gums are out, LBJ. And so that's how the episode ended. LBJ, what are your predictions? Where are we going from here?
Janiyah, the trifecta is still going to show its head.
Yep.
The trifecta will show its ugly head.
Yeah.
And we have to brace ourselves and buckle up for it because there are going to be casualties.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn Robin Lindsay has been brainwashed. All of this, I'm caring for you in my home by Papa Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy it, Quinn Robin Lindsay. He set you up for the okie doke because there will be a bullet put inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
The baby, you already had the baby, so the baby lives.
Yeah. Do
you not know other mothers that have died and have lost children? Do we not have a record of this show? In this show of other characters that have gone?
Mm-hmm.
Quinn Robin Lindsay, although you're my favorite character on the show, are your days really numbered? Listen, we have to still see the trifecta. Mama, Papa, wait, here we go. Mama, baby, Mama, Papa, and baby, Mama, Papa, baby have to all show up, okay?
Yep.
You gotta see this reckoning with them. There will be the real reckoning, and this, mark my words, Rowan Pope has been talking about a reckoning. The real reckoning is between Mama, Papa, and baby.
Yep.
That has to be reckoned. The black family has to be saved. Come on, Shonda. Wow, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. I feel another revelation coming. Oh, 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 Morosa. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. The black family has to be saved.
Yeah.
And if not, there will be a reckoning with the popes. I feel that's it. That's all I got tonight.
LBJ, that's
I got
so
more,
good.
But that just
I
shifted.
We are out of time. LBJ, that's so good.
I'm slaying.
LBJ, there are so many predictions in the chat. I've been capturing them.
I know it's been so good. I can't read all of them. It's so good.
I will put a couple out there. So, Coffee Light and Sweet says, I think there is a sub-plan in motion all along. This is really between Liv and her dad for Liv's freedom. I agree. I believe that Liv knew about Quinn from the beginning. LBJ Cat Harlem is saying, I want Cy to hook up with Liv and take down Jake and Mellie. I like that one too. Now, LBJ, there is something that has to be said, and D Hill highlighted it when she said the line of the night is when Mellie told Jake that Fitz's DNA is all over the White House. LBJ, we cannot forget that Mellie is angry on so many levels. It is, I mean, at the end of the day, it's always going to be Mellie versus Olivia. Even when they're on the same side, pretending to get along, Mellie, at the end of the day, Olivia took her man and took him in public. Okay? Over and over again. And so we can't forget that. I disagree.
Angry. It's Mellie against Fitz, and Mellie is going to be collateral damage.
Ooh, LBJ. Well, I'll tell you this.
Mellie is easy.
Yeah, Coffee Light and Sweet said Mellie should burn down that Vermont house, and Fitz would probably hand her the matches. So sad. Well, LBJ, I'll say this for my prediction to close out. LBJ, for me, what I am hoping for all of us to see at the end of this is Olivia stepping out of this situation. Okay.
Don't go too far to the end. Don't go too far to the end.
Is that too far? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
bring it. Take a few steps back, but still say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. I think that if there's one thing that we're learning, even if we look at our own lives, here in America, is that politics, all of this, it just keeps going. It just keeps going.
That's good. Yes.
It never stops. And so I think that as much as we are going to see things start to conclude with this group of players, we are also going to see that there are certain things that just exist with power. There's certain things that just exist in politics that will remain even as these storylines are resolved. So that I'll leave it there, LBJ, because you're right. These are long-term predictions that I was getting into. So that's it, LBJ.
Yeah, I didn't want you to set yourself up to be like, I go back to February 1st when you said at the end it's going to. Nope, I had to be your brother and protect you.
LBJ, there's so many predictions. Akoswa O is saying Papa Pope is going to hold the baby for ransom. LBJ,
that baby, Robin. Okay. Collateral damage.
It's so,
and I say that because listen, Normina's Harmony. First of all, real applause and congratulations to Normina's Harmony. Normina's Harmony got a new job today, a promotion, a wonderful new opportunity. Congratulations. But she said B613 killed Jerry. So is it really women and kids first?
And Dan Blakemore saying, but would Papa Pope take out Quinn to save Liv?
Liv is bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. Have I not said this every single year?
Yeah, but she also tried to kill him to his face with a gun.
Okay. Do I want to have a fix my life moment right here? I never tried to kill my parents, but I definitely had a conversation with my dad that was very firm. I've had a few firm conversations before. And in these firm conversations, I've definitely knucked if I was buck. Okay. And not only was I bucking because I was knucked, but I was ready to go in. Okay.
Nope. Now, the only time I ever told my parents off was when they were in another state. And I was actually by myself and no one heard it. I have told them off real good.
So I've had face-to-face moments where I can say I've knucked if I was buck. And like Olivia, I pulled the trigger symbolically. I've never pulled a trigger for the record, but I symbolically pulled the trigger like, you ain't been there the last few years. This has all been established. This is part of my story. This is no news.
And your mom is in the chat.
Oh gosh, Jesus! Oh Lord, I forgot she's still here. Okay, we're stopping, shutting down. Y'all may find out too much. Anyway, all I will say is this:
I'm so thankful you didn't. Thank you. I love it. That's it, OBJ.
So listen, real quick.
OBJ.
Definitely have knocked if I was bucked, and I get what Olivia was like. Like there are moments where you feel like you have felt abandoned and when you felt like, you know what, I've got nothing to lose in this moment, and you go for it. I've been there. Okay,
your mom is admitting that she's agreeing with you.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. LBJ has shown his butt. She's saying yes, you did.
And with that, we're logging off. So we thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Maybe you'll find out more about my personal story.
Yes.
As the days and months and weeks continue, we love all of you for watching. As always, thank you so much for tuning into the Scandal Recap. Yay! I'm Larry, joined by my fantastic friend, the Janiyah Wright.
Yay! Thank you so much for joining, everybody. This was so much fun. And LBJ, the chat is starting to talk about the crossover episode. It's
absolutely
coming.
Now the crossover is coming. By the way, the crossover is coming.
Get yourselves ready. Away with murder.
Yes. So catch up. Candace and I have to catch up on murder. We catch up on murder. You catch up on murder. We're catching up on murder over here. Watch the show. We've got to get ready for the crossover that's coming Thursday, March the 1st. The crossover is coming. We got to be ready for the crossover, okay? Shout out to everybody talking in the chat, just telling me to preach. Dan has been there before. Thank you to everybody that's been there before. When you want to knuck if you buck, yes. My mother talking about go on with it. Tell the story. Not going there, not now. Y'all not paying me enough for this. This is free. And also, folks, I love all of y'all. Yes. Call for last week. I don't need prayers. I'm good. I'm gonna go see my therapist and continue my conversations. I've been in therapy since I was a child. Listen, I'm good. Okay. Y'all be good. Get your help. Fix your lives. We're wonderful. This is Scandal Recap. I love all of you. I love all of you
so much for joining us. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.